Hi, everybody. This is Todd Creager. Today, I want to talk to you about, well, the title of what I want to say is commitment in relationship beyond the basics, right? Because when we talk about commitment, we oftentimes talk about being committed means having an exclusive relationship with just two people and they stay together till death do us part, or whatever you want to call it, in sickness and in health. But what I'm talking about is beyond the basics of commitment. Of course, part of commitment is to commit let's say in a monogamous relationship, just the two of us, and we're going to be faithful. And that is commitment. But if you think about the word commitment, it's like if I'm committed to being the best therapist I could be, it actually involves studying, it involves practicing, it involves doing workshops, it involves talking with colleagues, it involves, year by year experience, right? So it's not just doing it. I mean, being committed to it means I'm invested in it, right? So what we want from us as partners is to be invested in creating the best possible relationship that we can have. That's what we want. We're not committed to relationship existence. We're committed to relationship thriving. How do I create a robust, intimate relationship? That is what I'm committed to. In that case, it's this commitment isn't just, well, I go home, I come back, I don't go to the bars, I don't drink all night, you know. I remember having a couple many years ago where he was a CPA and I saw them at around 6 p.m. and she was complaining about the relationship. She felt disconnected. He goes, I don't understand. I don't understand. Is I don't drink too much. I don't cheat. I'm not a jerk. And I said, look, I want you to think about the your last client you saw. Who was the last client? She goes, well, he said, I saw a couple and I was just helping with their tax preparation. I said, I want you to remember the quality of your focus. He goes, yeah, I was very focused. I was focused on them and I was focused on the documents. And I said, intensely focused. He goes, yeah, intensely focused. I said, all right. Now, fast forward, you got home. I know you didn't have much time before coming to see me, but I want you to think about the quality of your focus when you saw your wife. And he just laughed. He goes, oh my God, I get it. I said, let me ask you this question. If you focused with that couple the way you focus typically on your wife, the kind of quality attention you give her, would they come back? He goes, nope. I haven't told that story in a long time, it just came to me. But that was interesting because he thought, well, I'm not doing anything wrong, but there was something that he wasn't doing right, which is focus. So commitment beyond the basics oftentimes is about intensity. I talk about creating positive intensity that uh, I come, this doesn't mean 20, every time I'm not, I was going to say 24/7. Doesn't mean I'm working all day. I come home and then for the rest of the night, I'm giving you, until I go to sleep, I'm totally focused on you. That's a little bit much. There are times we need to decompress. We need to, be by ourselves. We need to maybe go play some basketball or go to the gym or whatever. I am just saying that we need to, on some consistent basis, be committed to creating positive intensity with our partner, focus on our partner, be really interested in our partner. That guy, asked questions of this couple so that he could do the best possible job to prepare for their taxes. He needs to ask questions of his partner just to create a feeling of depth between them. Commitment involves creating depth. Why? Because that's what makes a relationship thrive. When there's depth, that's just how it is. That's how it is. I can't tell you how many people, usually it's the women, that complain, I don't feel very connected, like this woman, the wife of the CPA back then. And that awareness on his part was the beginning of him making some really good changes. It's just a matter of focus and attention. So he was committed to being with her, maybe not as soon as he got home, but there was a period of time every evening that he was going to be focused on his wife, just like he would be on a client to accomplish something good for that client. He's now focusing on his wife to create that sense of positive intensity. Intensity is important. So that's part of commitment that we need to do beyond the basics. The other thing, and I've said this in many contexts, is it's my job to down-regulate and up-regulate my wife. Okay, so that means that in terms of down-regulating, that means if my wife is stressed, I'm here to help her regulate downward. I'm not primarily responsible. She is too. She's got to do things for herself. But it's partly my job to help her with that. And how do I do that? Typically, if she's upset about something or stressed, it's just me listening, tuning in, being there, giving her a hug, okay? Helping her calm down if she's in some kind of distress. Maybe she needs a solution from me. But oftentimes, a lot of us jump to that. A lot of us men jump to solutions where sometimes we just need to be soothing. Okay, that's part of it. I have to be committed to being a down regulator for my partner. It's important for me to be committed to be an up regulator for my partner. In other words, when we up regulate, just as with children that may be bored, we help them feel more alive. A little baby, we talk with them, we smile at them when they respond to our intensity on them and they respond to it, right? An older child, we make sure they have sports to go to or dance or make sure they have play dates because we want to upregulate them or we interact with them in ways that are stimulating for them. So it's about stimulating. Whoops, talking with my hands, I almost knocked my laptop over. It's about stimulating a partner, upregulating, helping them feel more alive. So if it's my job then to upregulate my wife, it's her job too to upregulate her. It's not my 100% job. I mean, if she wants to feel more alive, there's things she needs to do, there's friends she needs to connect with. Yeah, of course. But it's also my job to say, hey, honey, want to practice our dance? Hey, honey, I want to take you out tonight. Or I have a brand new hike because I do a lot of hiking with her that I want to take you on. It'll be real interesting. I need to give it some thought because it's my job. See, it is my job. It is my job. It's that CPA's job to give his wife positive attention, not just to not cheat and not just to not drink and just not to. It's also what do I need to do? And so that's the commitment that I'm talking about beyond the basics. Now, along with that, we need to become maybe a little bit more tuned in and more empathic. I think there's a commitment to oftentimes put our agenda aside and totally focus on the other person. Again, it has to do with intensity. Like, oh, that's what's going on with you. I am here for you. It's about being committed to living in your orbit and mine, not just mine, because you're in a different orbit than me. That's empathy. I get a sense of where you're coming from. Another thing. So we're committed. We're committed to uh, upregulating and downregulating. We're committed to developing empathy and dropping our agenda for the other person. We're committed to being open and honest. We have to be committed to being courageous in sense of sharing things that we feel that we want. And sexually, we if we want to thrive there, it oftentimes means a commitment to being interested in what will stimulate our partner, as well as to share what might stimulate us. It might be a commitment to exploration. I talk sometimes about creating novelty. It's a commitment to being, creating novelty, not just slip into the same relationship groove over and over and over again. It's oftentimes a commitment to hear what our partner's saying, even if it makes us a little uncomfortable. That it's not our job to always be, it's not our place in the world to always be comfortable when we're making room for another person. So it's in a way, commitment beyond the basics to our partner is learning to see our partner and ourselves as for who we really are, as opposed to what we wish sometimes. We might wish things to be easier, or we wish things to go our way. So we need to be committed to a higher vision, a vision that involves challenges, that involves staying connected through heaven and hell, uh, that we can be committed to not let any challenge, any storm get in the way of our connection, to be committed to consistent touch, consistent eye contact. Doesn't mean constant, okay, but consistent in some way, consistent communicating about not just what we have to do in life, um, but our depth, what we really feel, what our partner feels. So that's what I'm saying. And if You know, I have oftentimes thought about the old vows. People would say, like I mentioned in the very beginning, um, I'm committed to being with you till death do us part and all this stuff. I think a better vow is I'm committed today, and each day I will make the same commitment to create positive intensity with you, to listen to you, to share with you, to grow deep with you, to partner with you but in both the good times and the bad times, today and tomorrow, like I said, I will make the same commitment. To me, that's the commitment, right? I can't really tell what's going to happen 30, 40 years from now. Are we going to be together or not? But I can tell you that I'm committed today and tomorrow I'll be committed again. Now, obviously, if I'm making that kind of commitment and my partner's making that kind of commitment, there's a heck of a good chance we will be together 30, 40 years from now. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say about commitment beyond the basics. Hopefully, you're inspired to think about this and to find the best in you to bring out the best in your partner. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're capable of. We are capable of amazing love and of amazing giving and receiving of love, which involves taking the time to have these kinds of positive intensities with each other. Thanks for listening. This is Todd Creager, making the world safe for love.